Two products, same active ingredients, same chemistry, on paper. One of them costs 4 times more than the other, and before you have read a single line of the formula, before you have tested anything, your hand has already chosen. The expensive jar is colder, heavier, and here is the strange part. Your judgment of what is inside has already started. The chemistry has not had a chance to say anything yet. That is the entire mechanism, because most of us believe we are evaluating progress. We are evaluating performance. In the first seconds with a product, we are almost never evaluating performance. We are reading signals. Weight, temperature, sound, resistance, scent. And signals are not evidence. A premium product is engineered around this. Not as a trick, but as a system. The question is this: what part of your judgment belongs to the formula, and what part belongs to the experience built around the formula? Start with the most obvious signal: price. A high price does something specific. When you do not yet have direct evidence about a product, price acts as a shortcut for quality. This is often called the price-quality heuristic. Not a law, not a proof, a shortcut your mind reaches for when the data is missing. And in some contexts, that shortcut does more than shape expectation. It can change how pleasant the same experience feels. Controlled studies have shown this. In wine, in painkillers, the price tag itself nudges the experience. But here is the line that matters. Expectation rising is not the same as the product getting better. A large 2023 study on consumer products found that raising the price reliably increased what people expected from a product, but did not reliably increase how much they actually liked it after using it. So the premium price is a promise. In the early seconds, the chemistry has not earned that promise yet. Something else has to hold the feeling together until it does. Usually, that something else is physical. Weight, material, surface temperature, the sound of contact, the resistance of the lid. This is where the package does quiet work on the formula's behalf. There is a useful concept from consumer psychology called sensation transference. The physical traits of the container shape how people judge what is inside. In controlled comparisons, the same product is rated as higher quality and more pleasant when presented in glass than in plastic. The glass did not improve the chemistry. The glass transferred part of its own perceived value to the product. This is why glass matters so much in premium design, because glass carries signals. Cooler, more rigid, more stable, and those signals influence judgment. And this is not only about jars and creams. Lift a pair of premium headphones from their case. The hinge resists at exactly the right angle. The metal is cold. The cable has a weight to it that cheap cables do not have. None of that has played a single note of music yet. Not one frequency has been tested. But your judgment of how those headphones are going to sound has already moved. Same mechanism, same gate. The package is doing work before the function arrives. Then comes scent. Scent is one of the most underrated signals in premium products because people treat it as a detail. It behaves more like confirmation. When a scent fits the category, when it smells the way the product is supposed to smell, it can support judgments of quality and even effectiveness. Researchers call this scent congruence. You may not even love the smell, but if it smells right, the product can feel more correct. A scent can make clean feel cleaner. A scent can make rich feel richer. A scent can make the task feel finished. But scent is not proof that the function happened. It is a cue that the experience has been coherently engineered. Now, texture. The most persuasive signal of all, because it feels so physical. When a cream feels dense and structured on first touch, the easy assumption is that you're feeling more active material, more concentrated performance. This is not the safe conclusion. A better question is, what is producing this sensation? Think about toothpaste for a second. It sits in the tube without leaking. It comes out, lands on the brush, and stays in a clean ridge. It does not collapse. Then, the moment you press it against your teeth, it spreads. This is not an accident. That is engineered flow. The first property at play is something called yield stress. In plain language, how much force the product needs before it starts to flow at all. Below that threshold, it holds shape. Above it, it gives away. Many premium textures are designed right around that line. The product lifts in a clean peak. It looks structured in the jar. It feels substantial on the fingertip. Then you apply pressure, and the second property kicks in. The cream gets thinner as you spread it. It resists first, then spreads. That is shear thinning. The same product that felt dense a second ago becomes a thin, even film. And what you feel after that, the glide, the slip, the way your skin feels when the film settles, that is friction. The way two surfaces move against each other. So the rich feeling of a premium cream is not necessarily more active ingredient. It is a carefully tuned sequence. Hold, give, spread, glide. The chemistry is real. The engineering is real. But what it is engineering in those first seconds is sensation, not necessarily performance. So now stack the layers. The package shaped expectation. The price amplified it. The scent confirmed the category. The texture delivered a tactile payoff through engineered flow and friction. That is not fake. That is product designed doing exactly what it was built to do. But here is the uncomfortable part. Even the people who formulate these products can overcredit the formula for what is actually coming from the experience around it. Chemists are not immune to their own packaging. Reviewers are not immune. Buyers are definitely not immune. Once the first sensory gate has been passed beautifully, every later observation tends to inherit that first impression. This is where signals quietly start doing the job that evidence is supposed to do. The refrain is not ignore the feeling. The feeling has value. The refrain is more precise. A premium experience can have real value as experience, but functional performance, hydration, cleansing, sound quality, cutting-edge retention, extraction quality belongs to a different question, and it requires different evidence than first contact satisfaction. That distinction protects you from a very expensive confusion, crediting the formula for what the packaging, the price, the scent, and the rheology already did. So after this, the better questions are not, is this premium or do I like it? If this exact formula came in a lighter, simpler package, what would I think of it then? Is this scent telling me something happened or making it feel like something happened? What part of my judgment belongs to the product and what part belongs to the experience built around it? An expensive product does not begin by proving itself. It begins by presenting itself. And the most persuasive parts of that presentation happen before the chemistry has had time to earn your conclusion. The glass can be beautiful, the scent can be right, the texture can be engineered perfectly. Just don't confuse the performance of the experience with the performance of the product. Do not ask a signal to do the job of evidence. See you on the next one.